In the palace, words don't kill, but orders do. And tonight, Manal's name was written in red. Eunuchs whispered in the shadowed halls. The girl's blood is dangerous. She knows too much. Eliminate her quietly. At first, the servants pretended not to hear. The palace walls were thick. The emperor's ears were even thicker. But death was already walking in silk slippers. Light as a feather, silent as snow, she drifted from room to room, slipping between the cracks in the walls where secrets were born and breathed. She did not need ears. She could feel the vibrations of fear through the floor, smell the tension in the air. Namo, meanwhile, returned to her herb chamber, her steps light and airy. There, amidst the drying herbs hanging from the rafters, something was amiss. Her mortar and pestle lay abandoned on the table. Her potions were not where she left them. A faint scent lingered nightshade, a poison not meant for testing but killing. She did not panic. Instead, she smiled. So it has begun. That night, she brewed a new concoction under the soft glow of the moon, a potion to mimic the appearance of death, slowed breath, lowered pulse, pale skin. Let's see how far they're willing to go, she muttered, sipping her own deadly tea. Hours later, as the first rays of dawn peeked through the window, she collapsed on her table, the antidote forgotten on the shelf above her head. Word spread fast. The apothecary girl had been poisoned. The empress raised an eyebrow. Jinshi stormed through walls, but one man hidden in the shadows only smirked. One less problem. They buried her, or so they thought. Beneath layers of dirt and deception, Nauma watched. She felt the weight of the earth above her, heard the frantic beating of the earthworms. She had known this day might come. When you live in the palace, you learn to bury your emotions, even your heartbeat. For the palace walls have a way of suffocating the living and the dead. When you wake up in a coffin, you know you're truly alone. No one will dig you out. No one will save you. You are the only key to your own resurrection. So you claw and you scream, letting the worms feast on your fingernails and the earth swallow your screams whole. Then you wait until the people who buried you go home to sleep. You wait until their dreams are filled with nightmares and you rise. You rise as silently as the grave, leaving the dirt and the worms to the sleeping giant. You slip out of the graveyard under the cover of darkness, careful to leave no footprints in the soft earth. The taste of freedom is sweet on her tongue. Each step away from the graveyard brings tears to her eyes. She can feel the gazes of the ghosts of her former self, the memories of her past life clinging to her like cobwebs. But she walks on, guided by the faintest glimmer of hope and the promise of a new dawn. This is the last time I'll call you Mau Mau, Jin says, his voice hoarse with unshed tears. But she's already running. Running from the graveyard, from the palace, from the ghosts of her past. She cannot outrun her past, though. Not when it's a part of her. Not when it's her blood. The blood that flows through her veins, the blood that makes her who she is. The blood that whispers stories of survival and strength. When you erase someone from the palace, you think you've erased them from the world. But a single drop of blood can rewrite history. And she's a library full of forbidden texts, a treasure trove of secrets waiting to be unearthed. And as she walks into the rising sun, she knows she's not just a whisper in the wind anymore. She's a storm brewing on the horizon, dark and dangerous and beautiful. She's the forgotten daughter of the emperor, and she's just getting started. This is the last time I'll call you Mau Mau, Jin says, his voice cracking. He reaches out to touch her, but she flinches away, the memory of his touch searing through her like a hot brand. She's already gone. She was never here, he tells himself, closing his eyes against the phantom pain of her absence. She's gone and she's not coming back. Or maybe, just maybe, she's exactly where she needs to be, poised on the edge of a new beginning, ready to write her own story. Because when the palace wants you dead, the only way to survive is to let them believe they've won.